Spirits Got You Down, California intuitive Dana Grant meets Southern psychic Allie Divine as they discuss and lead you through all things divine. Let them be your guides in Spirit Unlimited.
Hello, all you Spirit Unlimited fans, and hello, Allie Divine. So good to see you this week.
Hey, how have you been? It seems
Well,
like it's
if
been
you haven't,
forever.
we've like I've got a canoe here in California. You know, we have this atmospheric river. It has been like blinding rain sideways. It's weather that we're not used to dealing with here in California. We like the sunshine, like that's out today. But yeah, unlike you, that deals with those tornadoes and hurricanes all the time.
Mhm.
We had those this week too. It was crazy,
Hmm.
crazy.
That is unusual because I know when
Yeah.
you mentioned it, I was like, y'all get tornadoes out there? That's great. I didn't even think about
No, no, we had
it. It's
warnings
been
going off on
thundering
the
here
phone.
all
Yeah.
day. It's been beautiful. That's my
Ooh.
good
You're
set.
t you're in
I
the
love
you're
it.
in the zone. You're in the
Hmm.
zone. Well, and that's what we're gonna be talking about today. We're gonna be talking about mind, body, soul healing. And we're gonna be talking about SAD, seasonal affect disorder, on when it gets stormy. Well, and this time of year in particular, even though it doesn't have to be this time of year, it could be in the summer, like for you, Allie. I
Right?
think, you had mentioned that that's your time that you don't feel, absolutely lit up.
Yeah.
And seasonal affect disorder can affect people. And we want to go into some spiritual tools today to give them to help them work through this and what they can
That'd be
do to,
wonderful.
yeah, raise their energy, raise their vibration,
Yes.
learn to connect more. They're
Yeah,
not
and this
soul and
could be a
separate
really
from.
good one, for them to maybe, I don't know if you can download these things or what, but, to go back and reference,
Oh yeah,
'cause I feel like
absolutely. We
it
we
could
want
be
them to subscribe and download. They want them to
yes,
we want to download so they
yes,
can replay this and hear the tools that we're giving. So yeah.
'cause they're
Um,
useful.
Yeah, they're useful. That's right, Allie. They are useful.
Heck
So,
yeah.
we started off a spiritual healing. What I first think about is asking people if they have any spiritual practices in place and what it is they're utilizing now. And what I start with, and then I'm going to ask you, Allie, what you do is I start with setting an intention. How do I want to feel? Do I want to feel joyful? Do I want to feel connected? How? And then I assess, how am I feeling? I'm feeling a little low, or I'm feeling a little bit disconnected. And I can always tell because I won't want to pick up the phone. I go into a really quiet space
Mhm.
and I won't want as much energy around me. But as empaths and being empathetic, we tend to want to preserve and protect that energy
Right.
too. So it's difficult sometimes to say, am I just recovering, or do I need some more spiritual practices here to
Well,
plug in?
I like how you do that, how you ask yourself those questions, because
Yeah.
that can really bring it into the forefront.
Yeah.
I mean, that can real to me, that just helped me. I was like, "Oh, I have to catalog that up here," you know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, set
great.
the intention that, wait a minute, I'm recognizing this because
Mhm.
if we think about this, 95% of what we do is our subconscious on program. 5%, 5% we're interjecting. And that means we have to use our higher self and say, hey, what do I need? And this is where the reprogramming, this is where our spiritual sense comes in saying, hey, I need something. Pay attention to the body. We were just talking about all my clients showed up today wearing gold, exact color that I'm
Wonderful.
wearing. And I'm like, the body knows the way. This is the solar plex. It
Mhm.
represents, your solar plex chakra, which is the body is telling us something. And if we're listening, and even with seasonal affect disorder, we might know that, hey, I get this every year. I'm sad. Well, what are you doing about it? There are lights you can utilize. There's connecting with nature. And we'll go into that. But what do you do, Allie? And yours is flipped in the summertime.
It
What
is.
tools do you do to keep yourself from going down that rabbit hole? Because I know how you do it. I know you
Well,
like
and a lot of
full
times
gone.
yeah, a lot of times I do go down that rabbit hole
Yeah.
because now that you had told me or told, us and the listeners
Yeah.
here about your steps,
Yeah.
maybe I won't go down that rabbit hole quite so much. See, I never thought
Mm.
about that. Assessing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Um,
first step, well, this is where you're connected to spirit. You're in the past. And so what's so interesting about what you just said is all day long you're in the past or you're in the future. You're
Yeah.
either in mediumship work or you're in psychic work, past, future,
Right.
past, future. Well, in order to have that assessment, we have to be in God consciousness, which is in the here and the now. You're being drugged back and forth, back and forth. So you have to set those intentions of, I need to take care of myself. What does that look like today? What do I need? And boom, your body's
And
going to give you an answer.
and that is and you know, I want people to understand too. You know, I've finally have gotten to the point where I have started taking better care of myself. Why?
Mm.
Because of this lady right out there in California. She'd been on me forever and a day.
But look
And
at you
this is
go.
what
Look
I
at
want to
you
bring up.
go.
I want to, number one, say thank you, Dana.
You're
Okay.
welcome. But hey, but this is a
And
choice. You chose. You chose.
and that's yes, exactly. But I want to remind people too. I mean, she's been on my rear end forever on this, okay? But it took me, okay, and I think it takes everybody their own
Yeah.
timing because
Yeah.
I knew, you know, I knew what she was telling me was correct. But and it was I lazy about it? Maybe. What I did though was see I made excuses. Okay.
Right.
You know,
That's at 95%,
that's right.
and the
Yeah.
5% hit you in your body and your
Mhm.
spirit, and you heard it and you said, I have to do
That's
something about
that's right.
this.
It was a
I
switch.
need to feel better.
It
And I want to know, what was your wake up call? Yeah, I know I was like a little woodpecker saying, Allie, I
yeah.
love you. Take
And
care of yourself. But what made that shift? What did you hear? What did you feel?
I heard, and I'm glad you said, "What did you hear?" I love it when you read in my mind, you know, read my energies.
It's what we do.
Well, I knew I wasn't feeling well. I was getting tired, you know, and long story short, I heard in my mind, I didn't say my voice, but in my mind, and I love my mother dearly, but I heard, "Don't be like your mother." Okay, and that means
Mm,
health. I watched my mother, suffer greatly, uh, with diabetes, and, you know, eventually that's what took her life because connected to heart issues and so forth and so on, and I was
right.
like, "Mm-mm," and I was not gonna put my family through, and I would do it again for my mother, but
Yeah.
it could have been, much better, could more managed, all right?
Right.
But then I noticed, again, listening to Dana's words in my head, okay,
Mm.
um, I started noticing things.
Mhm.
Was I still able to do my sessions? Yes. But was I tired afterwards? Oh my gosh, yes.
Right.
So I was like, then and there, it's like, nope, no more, you
Yeah.
know. And I knew if I got my body, I don't know if I should say, help me out here, Dan. I don't know if I want to say aligned with
Yeah.
my mind and body and spirit. You see what I mean? But I
Yeah.
wanted to get all of that healthy. And once I did, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
not
your
only did I
connection,
feel better,
you 10x your connection too because you're
yeah,
woke. Your body's
I
feeling better.
am.
There's no energy drain. You're actually
No, thank
powering
you.
up instead of
That's
powering
right.
down and pulling from, you
Yes.
know,
And
one
it's the
source.
the thing I want people to really, you know, get or hear
Right.
is it hard in the beginning? Yes, but you know what? Oh my gracious, it is so worth it.
Yeah.
Um, just for the way I feel. And I'm one of
Right.
these, I am a feel person, okay?
Yeah.
I I'm not necessarily worried about the size of clothes I wear, all right?
Right.
Or this or no, I want to know how I'm feeling,
Right.
okay? And I'm feeling great. Why? Because I'm higher in tuned. Okay. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm just, you know, through the roof. But
Yeah.
and I do have those days where I've learned, um, you know, again from Dana's help, not to give up. Just it doesn't matter if I have one not so good day, whether it be with
Right.
exercise or getting out and getting that fresh
Yeah.
air. But you know what? There's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just because I have one little stumble that day doesn't mark out my
Right.
whole day.
Yeah. Or a whole week or a whole month. It
No.
doesn't, yeah.
No, it doesn't
But
knock your
yeah.
progress out at all.
Yeah. That's God consciousness right there because the ego
Mhm.
wants to come in and judge and
But
shut down and guilt and shame, which is a loop that will keep
and that's
us in
thank
that
you. Okay.
cycle. Yeah.
Yes, and that's what gets us down there to begin with. And I really believe, you know, God wants us to be healthy. you know,
Oh yeah.
and mind, body, and spirit,
Yeah.
because that's
What do I
when we
say?
can
God
absorb,
pod. God
you
pod
know?
here.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that God pod. But we can
Yeah.
absorb more that he gives us.
Oh, absolutely. And we're navigating at a higher level, a higher frequency, better sleep, better rest. It's nurture. We're nurturing, we're honoring.
Mhm.
And that is so soulful. If we're talking about body, mind, soul healing today, that what you just said is like you're honoring yourself. You're saying,
Yes,
this is the
and I think
catalyst, but
also
I'm honoring
honoring
myself.
God by saying, "You gave me this body
Yeah.
and this
And I'm gonna,
beautiful
yeah.
gift, okay, so I need to take care of all of it."
Yeah. Yeah,
You
when
know,
you lit up, you just went on fire. You just went like, "Man, I'm doing this." And
yeah,
you
and I
did it.
did,
And you
and
mirrored that back to me. And I'm like, "Okay,
I was gonna say,
I'm gonna
and now look at
I'm
Dana.
gonna up yeah, I'm gonna up my game too because I was
Right.
getting a little fluffy there. I was getting a little complacent, a little
You're
well,
so funny.
well, it's true. It's true. There is no body shaming here, but I was getting tired. My sleep was, and we get caught in these, and we have to interject and we have to say, in order for a different result, I need to do something different. And
That's
this is
right.
what this is about. We're
Yes.
going to introduce some more things today. Eating healthy is honoring the God pod here. We're just going to call it God pod the
Mhm.
whole day.
It
And
is.
that is spiritual healing. If we talk about the spiritual practices and setting an intention, we could go into nature, sound bowl healing. We could go into
Mm.
birds.
Mhm.
I posted out there my stories every day, the sounds of birds, the birds I've counted, the birds I've
Doesn't that
connected
make
to
you
out of my
smile?
on my walks. Yeah, nature
Yeah,
walks.
doesn't that make you just light up?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it
Yeah.
makes me forget about everything else.
Yeah.
It really does.
Because we're
That
connected to,
that's right. That
and it's
nature and
scientifically proven that, even birds
mhm.
singing will change the algorithms. And what do
Yeah,
they say? 14 minutes, 17 minutes. I don't have the statistics in front of me. It's not very long. Listening to a bird sing can actually change your vibration and raise it.
and
And
it's
it's free.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, it's free and it's easy. I
It's
don't want
free.
people to go out there and say, "Okay, now I'm gonna listen to this bird sing, and now I'm supposed to be feeling this." No, go out there, take your earbuds out or whatever you call them
Yeah.
nowadays, listen and don't think.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. I would say, yeah, leave the phones, leave the earbuds, leave the music behind.
Yes,
Just be
that's
present.
that
And
beautiful God's music.
yeah, and that brings me to forest bathing, which is another thing. It's
What's
free.
that?
Go out. Yeah, well, it's forest bathing. We go out into nature, which is
Naked?
our present moment awareness. We're connected to Gaia, Mother Earth. This is just Mother Earth. She wants us there. And it's just listen to the forest, listen to the trees, listen to the wind, listen to the water, listen to the rain. Put your
And
hand on
here's
the tree, connect
yeah.
to source.
Yeah, you were
Mother
sitting there
Gaia is,
saying
yeah.
that, and I wasn't even thinking because I was so listening to you, and I hope the listeners will have this
Yeah.
same internal vision, okay? While you
Mm.
was saying that, Dana, I was sitting
Mm.
there or sitting here actually, and I could see that forest. See myself
I love
sitting
that.
just on a rock right next to a tree,
Yeah.
listening, okay?
Mm.
Whether
I
it
love
be
that.
a creek, and I could hear the birds and even the squirrels. And
What's so
that's
great
peace
about
to me
that
right there,
is
so I hope
yeah,
everybody can see that.
yeah. And people that might have trouble meditating,
Oh, yeah.
this is a form of meditation. Go out there and
Mhm.
just be, because this is the awareness and connection. You are connected, and that means you're grounded into nature. Nothing will ground me, and of course it's called earthing. Nothing will ground me more than as when I travel. I say I really don't. I'm not affected by the time zones. I take off my shoes and I ground myself instantly into the energy of the earth, and it
That
works.
so works.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's the
And
simple things that work, not the
it's
complicated things. It's the simple
it's right.
things, and they're
And
free.
it's not those $3,000 products that we
Yeah,
think we have to go buy? And I
exactly.
mean, I'm sure you do it too. I'll think back sometimes, and what my
Yeah,
mother had used several times for home remedies or whatever, very earthly things. They still
yeah.
work.
They still work. I mean,
They
I
do.
love gathering herbs and making chamomile tea. I do a lot of things in nature. I love gardening. I love my hands in the dirt. I love flowers. I grow those for connection. I went out today and the sun is out in California for the first time in weeks. And I just sat there. I only had 5 minutes before we started taping. And I'm like, one deep breath, and two ladybugs landed on me. Now I know that's good
Aw,
fortune. I know that's good luck. And I'm like,
heck
bring it
yeah.
on. I know.
That's
Then one bit me
beautiful.
a little. I'm like, "Do ladybugs bite?" And they actually do a little bit. A little bite.
Maybe a
But
pinch.
yeah, a little pinch. But you know what? It was so incredible that 2 landed on me, little different colors. One was a little gold, one was a little orange. But I sat there and I felt the spring. I felt the hope. I felt, ladybugs, good fortune. It's just a shift in consciousness.
Mhm.
I got out of being in front of the computer for the last 5 hours or 6 hours, and I took that moment and I came back in totally just centered, refreshed,
That's
energized.
it, refreshed. That
Yeah,
to me,
my
that's
2
so
little
much
ladybugs.
better than
Yeah,
hitting the caffeine, which I do have to do still sometimes, but you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I gotta have
Well,
that coffee. But, it's like a nature caffeine, it's like God's caffeine.
yeah. And
And
and if we
it
look, yeah, yeah,
simplifies.
yeah, it simplifies. It's kind of like surrounding. Now, I do have a lot of crystal bowls and a lot of
Mhm.
crystals around me. A lot of pink this year, a lot of heart healing, a lot of um so with that rose quartz. With that being said, I charge those with the full moon and I can feel their vibration.
Yeah.
So we want to ask people, what color are you drawn to? I mean, is it the lapis stone? Is it what color lights you up? Just
And
if you
see
don't even know that, you don't even need to know the name of the stones. Just what
okay,
draws you in.
that's exactly what I was going to tell you. That right there, I mean, I'm so glad you brought that up because
Yeah.
it is what you're drawn to. I don't want people to think that they have to have this magic or this
Mhm.
knowledge, I guess, and all this learning of reading about this stone and that stone.
Yeah.
No.
Just how does it feel? Put that stone on your heart. See right
Or
here. This is
that's
my
right. Or
one for the
whatever
day.
color.
That
Oh, it's
there's a lapis.
beautiful.
And
Yeah.
just sometimes I put it on my throat because it just
Mhm.
feels like my
And
truth.
so cool.
This opens the throat chakra. It's where your throat chakra is blue.
And
I
to
just
me, yeah, first thing
open
I
my
when
throat
you did
chakra.
that, yeah, right here, I kept thinking, "Oh, to me, it would be like menthol, like a
Yeah.
vapor." You just doing like a
Oh,
vapor.
and that's
Ooh,
actually what it just felt like cool. and
yeah,
and then I have a green one on the back of my phone, a green
right,
stone that I had made for, and that's to whatever call comes in or text, keep my heart open.
that's right.
Keep judgment out of the way, keep my ego. No matter
Mhm.
what comes in, I receive it with an open heart. I stay in that God consciousness, that heart
And
energy, that
you have
heart-centered
to.
action.
Yeah, if,
Yeah.
and I shouldn't say you have to, but you should, people.
Well,
There's
let's say
lots
this.
of them.
If you want to connect with spirit more and
Mhm.
utilize more intuition, more grounding, these are tools that we're giving them today to stay more
Yes,
connected, less
and they're
disconnected,
free.
more connected. Yeah,
That's right,
and they're
and they're
free.
free.
Yeah,
It's
we
not like we're telling everybody, "Go buy these blah, blah, blah
well,
from us." No, it's
of course,
free.
they
It's in
could
your
dig for the crystals.
personal.
My crystals cost me some dollarinas.
That's right.
They're
Yes,
an investment,
but you know what?
but
You're
yeah, but the
advanced,
rest is
Dana.
free. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
advanced in this stuff. I
yeah,
just got, I guess, started into crystals probably this past year.
yeah,
My daughter had bought me quite a few for Christmas.
yeah,
I've got them back there behind me in the stand. Of course, you can see my two,
yeah,
um, my purple and my whatever crystal ball back there.
yeah, yeah.
And I
Synchronized.
love the colors, and I'm drawn to those, just
Yeah,
like those
exactly.
things.
You just like the colors and you like the way it feels.
Yes,
That's you know what? For anything, that's the way it should be. And these little stones and I have big crystals. I move them around because of the what I want to touch, what do I want to feel, what do I call in before I start my
yeah.
day. I go through and I see what's going to serve me today. Just like
Oh yeah,
I picked,
and
just like I picked this color today, and then every single client showed up with the same exact, and I put it in my stories on Instagram. It's like, bing,
that
bing,
is
bing.
so
It's like,
awesome.
well, it's the body knows the way. It's a solar plexus. We have signs everywhere for healing.
We do, and I say it all the time. It's because we have so much life
Yeah.
that interferes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That we really do, and all of these things have been here for a lot longer than you and I, Dana,
Oh,
on this earth.
geez. Yeah. Yeah.
And Indians have used it. Like we was talking a little earlier, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. And see, I
Yeah.
think when you
Dream
put
interpretation. We were talking about dream
yes,
interpretation. I'm like, well, in the
yes,
Indian, and it
yeah,
was such a broad subject that I thought, can we do that in 15 minutes?
I
Maybe we
don't
can pick a
know.
couple of dreams and interpret because there's so many different interpretations in being American Indian. I mean, there's a whole, they believe the waking
Well,
life, the dream life. So you have to look at what culture you're dealing with the dream interpretation.
you do,
It's big.
and I think that plays a major role. I
Yeah.
really do. And that goes to each and everybody, even not being Native American,
Yeah.
their own beliefs,
Right.
their own
You know,
signs and
and if we
everything.
want to keep it simple, and we always want to keep it simple, it's
Have to
just
for real.
yeah, what are your soul practices? What do you do to stay connected? Just that question we can leave with them today.
Hmm.
What are your soul practices? What keeps you connected to your heart? The ego is going to
Hmm.
run you in circles. And that's where again, judgment, guilt, shame, all that lives. But in the present moment, that doesn't exist. It can yank you back forward, but we must strive to stay present. That means we have to claim it. And that God consciousness of saying, hand on heart, deep cleansing breath. This is a great way to stay connected and back
Hmm.
present is I love and declare your name. I love Dana. I love
That's
Dana.
right.
I am connected to,
Hmm.
and we claim it, and it's like boom, boom. You can
Hmm.
almost hear that energy vibrating, going, woo, okay, I'm connected. What's next? What do I need to know? What do I need to know? And people ask us a lot, were you born with it? How do you develop it? A lot of people, I believe everyone has this great source of intuition, but their bodies are cluttered. Let's clear them
They
out with
are.
some simple spiritual practices.
Yes. Health cleansing, spiritual cleansing, mind cleansing,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and, and mine is,
Yeah. There's not just one. You just
it's,
said it. All of it.
it's so, yeah. And it's so simple though, to me,
Mhm.
and maybe it
Mhm.
sounds silly, but I always remind myself to not only be kind, but to really understand the reason, and it helps me to be kind, by the way, why someone's being ugly, or why something is why somebody's responding this way, I guess. Do you
Yeah.
see what
Well,
I
you've
mean?
got a lens. Oh yeah, you've got a lens over it saying, I see your hurt. I see your anger. Well, if we
Right.
look at an angry person, my
Yeah,
first thing is, I can see you're really hurt. I can
that's
see
right.
I'm dealing with someone very angry, but
Mhm.
is really hurt. Now, obviously, I'm going to put up a healthy boundary. It doesn't mean I'm going to go in there and try to heal them,
No. No,
but I
but,
am going to
other
mirror back
people,
the
yeah,
appropriate questions and
right,
behavior.
they'll approach someone who's angry, and they'll just fire back with more anger. You see
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's that negative. And another thing I do is always, and I think you've called me out several times, I always say thank you. All
Yeah,
right.
you're very grateful. Yeah, you
Um,
always bring in gratitude. And if we look at connection and healing, and there
it's
is
all
no
love.
bigger
That's it.
secret sauce. If I were to shaking out the secret
Yeah.
sauce,
Mhm.
say thank you. I'm
Yeah.
grateful for it.
And
And
as
there's
far
your
as,
biggest
yes,
connection.
that is, it's that, and those are the
Yeah.
simple things. And it may sound so silly, but there's, and like you
Yeah,
were
nothing
saying,
more
the walks
powerful.
outside. A lot of times I
Yeah.
like to sit out front and just watch the cars, and then
Yeah.
I'll just get totally muted out from them, and I'll start listening to my squirrels, and
Yeah.
even the cats playing. And then I like to go
Right.
out to the field and just watch. And there's so many things if we're just silent, you know.
Wow.
We
Yeah.
can bring in so
Just
much.
yeah, just we can bring in so much. Oh, it's been so great talking about this today.
I
If our
I've
people have any
learned so
questions,
much.
yeah, leave us a comment in the questions, and we're going to answer. We're going to pay attention to these questions,
Yeah.
and we'll reach back out. What do you think about that, Allie?
I think that'd be great. And even if they had
Yeah.
questions about dreams, what do you think, Dana?
Oh, absolutely. I think that we'll be doing that in the next couple of weeks,
Yes.
taping one
And
on dream interpretation and
mhm,
what dreams mean to you and what you make of them and how they impact your day to day
yeah.
life.
Yes, exactly, because you never know. They could be a forewarning or just a comfort.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. Dana,
absolutely.
you look so
Absolutely.
good. I just have to say that on air, you just look amazing.
I was thinking the same thing about you. When you popped
You
on today, I'm like,
so
Allie,
young.
divine. You are looking divine, Allie.
Wow,
Yeah,
baby. We got
you're
this.
looking good.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. I will see you guys next time, I hope, and have
Yes.
a awesome, awesome rest of the day.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.